Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto Scene Investigation, where we have a look at various cryptocurrency projects and we ask ourselves, is this really worth investing in? Today's video is going to be a little bit different than, what we usually do. We're going to be looking at 3 different Grimace coins. Now, if you like what I do on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to comment, you're welcome to comment. Be kind in the comments, though. We want a healthy community. So, let's have a look. If we have a look at the general charts between, or we sort of compare these guys with each other, we can see that both this chart and this chart have similarities, like they've sort of been following similar trends. And they've pretty much been released around a similar time. So this one says the 2nd of the 1st. This one says the 2nd of the 2nd. And this one in the middle says the 31st. So this one, I believe, has been going around for the longest, from my understanding. And a lot of people are calling this a scam. So scam, please report, scam, scam, scam. A lot of people are not liking what's going on with the project, but we'll look a little bit deeper. So we're going to be looking at some on-chain analytics, on-chain metrics, because let's see which one you want to invest in if you want to invest in any of them. We won't really be looking at any social stats other than the comments probably down here. So this went all the way from 0002 all the way up to 005. So I believe that is a 100x. Yes, I believe that's 100x. So yeah, so if you put $10 in this, guess what? Now you've got $10,000 in this. I think that's right. I could be doing my math wrong, but anyway, let's have a look at something. So, first one up is grimacecoinerc.com. Now, first of all, the name, sussy as a barker. We don't know market cap. We know pretty much nothing about what we can see here. Down 29%. So as you can see, it's going very well. Only available on ShibaSwap and Uniswap as far as we can see. So that's a good time. Website, looking good. Definitely recommend checking that out. Etherscan, what does that say about it? So when we have a look at the holders on Etherscan, the main one is, that's a contract. That's a good time. It's the Uniswap contract. Then we have the burn tokens, the null address, and then everything is kind of like under 3%. So in terms of the dispersionness, I don't even know if I'm using the right word. We can see that it's pretty good. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty solid, pretty even. Nothing great, nothing crazy to complain about in regards to that. Let's have a look at what BSCcheck tells us about this Grimace coin. Warning, sell tax is 13%. So if you invest $100, then 13% of that 100, so $13 is going to be going to sell tax. If you are to sell it, for instance, buy tax is 10%. So hey, only $10 out of 100. Yeah, so burn tokens, cool. We aren't really gonna go thoroughly deep on those. Owner, token owner cannot read the owner contract, so that's a little bit concerning. Keep in mind that I believe that this ETH one on BSCcheck, I believe, is a little bit more not so well made in comparison to the BSC one. Also keep in mind this report was generated on the 14th, so that was 4 days ago, before all of these guys got pretty salty about it being I don't know, it being a not so good thing. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong project. Let's move on then. So Liquidity Pool looks good, 100% burn or locked. So I mean, yeah, liquidity provider, cool, and cannot check the dev wallet. So there is a possibility. There's a possibility that all of these wallets are actually dev wallets, which is exciting news. Anyway, what does tokensniffer tell us? It says sell fee is 23%. So I believe that this is actually probably the current stats. It says that it is 23%. Holy bananas. That is pretty fat. In fact, actually what we will do, we're actually going to have a look and go to honeypot.is, because that will probably give us a much clearer idea, because their report is hopefully going to be current in terms of whether or not it is actually a honeypot or not. So yeah, as we can see here, 0% buy tax, carpi, and sell tax is 23%. So yeah, anybody who's trying to get money from that, rest in peace, man. So yeah, so other cool things, tokens burned 7%. This is interesting because it says liquidity slash burned is 40%, but keep in mind that these stats have very likely changed, so BSC is not very trustworthy in this regard because of the age of the report. Yeah, so other than that, it doesn't really look too suspicious when we have a look at tokensniffer, but let's have a look at Moonarch. Usually this is a little more accurate. So unlocked 84%, burnt 7%, liquidity 8% of that. Liquidity almost 60% of that is locked, and 41% of it's burned. So you know, none of it's unlocked. Cool. Now that could possibly raise some eyebrows, only because when we have a look on, so unfortunately we can't actually have a look at it on kucoin, but according to this, it says that we do have a total liquidity of 500,000. But I think that kucoin is not kind of lined up with that in the same sort of way. So token age, 19 days old. Let's have a look at some of these things, see if there's anything concerning here. Update buy fees, update sell fees. So to me, these mean potential honeypot because they can change those numbers. Because I mean, yeah, like they could raise the numbers all the way up to like 96%, and suddenly, boom, what happens? You try selling your coin, and then you know you bought it for $100, and then you try selling it, and then you only get like $4. So you know, rip. Remove limits. Okay, that's interesting. Other mint functions. Update swap tokens at amount. So yeah, pretty much a bunch of these are just kind of sussy, to be honest. Update max transaction amount, update max wallet amount. Yeah, so set auto LP burn settings. Actually, that's not, I don't think that's a bad one. Update dev wallet has only owner modifier. So doesn't look like we actually have, the owner doesn't really own anything more than like a crazy amount of percentages, but it says no prior similar token contracts, so there have been other similar ones. Here are some names if you guys want to have a look at them. And so the ownership has not been renounced, but as far as we know, we can't actually see how much the owner currently holds, and if they do hold anything, there may be some exploit which maybe we haven't seen here. Cool, so let's move on. Oh, and it says that the fully diluted market cap is 3 million. And liquidity is 267,000. So, carpi. Let's move on. Grimace.top. What does this tell us? Yeah, we've briefly had a look at that jazz. Where can we buy and sell it on? Pancake Swap, fabulous. This is on the Binance smartchain. This is their website. They have a working website. Yep. Barely anything on it. Moving on. BSCscan. What does this tell us? Hold a percentage. As we can see, they have a very small percent way up there. How do they get their numbers looking like this? There has to be some sort of weird glitch in the system, dude. Don't know what's happening here. If anybody can explain this, why they are like this, because I've never seen, you know, isn't it only supposed to go up to 100%? So that's sussy as a boy. So I don't know what's going on with that or how they managed to do that, but something must have happened. Yeah, don't ask me what happened with that, but even, I don't know, that is one of the most craziest things I've ever seen. So let's have a look at our buy and sell tags. Keep in mind, this report is 2 days old, so we probably shouldn't really trust this right here. Actually, we will briefly look on honeypot.is though, because that's probably going to be a bit helpful for us to find out maybe a little bit more deets. But let's have a look at, so it says suspicious function detected, trading could be blocked, similar to a honeypot after a while. Great, trading can be blocked. How sinful. Address. So as you can see, bscheck is also throwing these wild numbers. Only approximately minus 886% liquidities left. Major part already burned / bought. You may have troubles to buy / sell. There we go. That's probably why everybody is kind of complaining about it. So buy tax is 12 and sell tax is 32%. Gas used for buying, gas used for selling. Holy bananas. We will move on from that. So tokensniffer, what does that tell us about this? So this says, yep, so same things that we saw. Ownership has not been renounced. Yep, there are other prior similar token contracts. These are some of the similar token contracts if you sort of want to have a look at the similarities in terms of other shill projects as well. Liquidity, so it says 60% of liquidity is locked, and it says that 126 BNB is in PancakeSwap. And all the other holders possess less than 5%. I mean, we've had a look at those statistics. Tokens locked. I'm not even going to read that percentage. I don't know how they managed to get away with this. But I'm fascinated by it. Please, if anybody has any idea, please share, because that is fascinating. Moonarch, rugpull has not found anything suspicious in the token contract. So this says it hasn't found anything suspicious, but keep in mind, it says that this has found something suspicious. So bscheck says that it's found something suspicious. Moonarch says that it hasn't. So that's fascinating. And tokensniffer, I mean, we know that the ownership has not been renounced, which means that, you know, they can disable selling, possibly disable selling, change fees, and mint new tokens, but we haven't exactly had a look at that jazz. So the liquidity which has been locked, like, I don't understand that. That is 2.48 T. I imagine that's trillion, right? Or is that? Yeah, I don't actually know how that sort of works. But yeah, so owner. We can't, like, the owner is probably super small when it says that, so I don't really know. So usually it only shows like the colors here if they are actually like in this pie chart somewhere, but we can't even see that, so there must be, like, there we go, 0.07% says the owner. Interesting. Which it'll probably also say something like that as well on bscheck, 0.3%. Cool. So continue looking. Token age is 23%. So liquidity, it says that it's got $51,000 in liquidity. Market cap is 127,000, which keep in mind that'll be the fully diluted market cap. Liquidity, 31% liquidity. That's pretty big, man. That's a pretty bulbous chunk. Locked 5%. Interesting. I wonder how what? Oh, okay. Well, that kind of makes sense because there's a contract there. Okay, cool. So we know that much. Burned is 23%, unlocked is 40%. So it all says that of that delicious 31% liquidity, 60% of it is locked and 40% of it is unlocked. So this would be the extra locks showing in pink lock. We won't really be having a look at those because those are probably a bit more self-explanatory. As we can see, price has gone deliciously very high. Anyway, so I do wonder what sort of happened during that time, what those transactions were. I mean, we can possibly have a look at that as well. So as we can see, 51,000. So that's a pretty good time. So we're not going to be hunting through all of those transfers, but we may be able to see. So cool. So you can buy and sell that. Next one and the last one is Grimace, BSC.com. Similar to Grimace, ERC.com. But with this one, we have a website and it actually looks okay. Like, the website's got some stuff, man. You know, these guys put a bit of effort into this. You know, like, it's, you know, we got a little bit more explanations. You know, they talk a little bit more about stuff which, like, we can relate to. So, carpe, guys. Good job. Not completely shilly/scammy. So let's have a look at the stats. It does say a $6 million market cap. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. So let's have a look at some of the holders on here. Let's see what they say. The top two are contracts, cool, and everybody else is under 2% according to this. That is highly attractive, ladies and gentlemen. This one could potentially be worth investing in. I might make another video about this. We don't know yet. If I get enough responses, I might possibly do that, but yeah. Or, you know, people actually wanting to see it. So, buy 4%, sell 12%. Pretty much all of these say contract, suspect, function detected, trading could be blocked, similar to a honeypot after a while. Fascinating. So, remember, so this report was generated yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before. 4 a.m. UTC, not too sure what time that is. So it says 99% burned or locked in terms of the liquidities. You know, this is pretty attractive, dude, not gonna lie. This is definitely giving us like Shiba/Doge vibes, this one particularly here. And somebody decided to, you know, do the ERC version. Cool, so what does tokensniffer tell us? Tokensniffer says to us, Pretty much the same things as we've seen. No similar prior token contracts. Ooh, source does not contain a max transaction amount. So it says honeypot risk. So that's possibly, I don't think you can make the max transaction amount. Okay, yes, of course. So if you can set the max transaction amount, that means that they may only allow you to, go and sell no more than one coin at a time, which if you own anything in the thousands, which is what a bunch of these guys own, then that's the potential for a honeypot risk. So do be warned for that. Pancake Swap. So there's a bunch of cool liquidity, and 95% is like within lockage / has been burned. So there's definitely some positives with this. There's definitely some positives. The ownership has not been renounced. Remember, because this could mean disable selling, change fees, or make new tokens. We will be having a look on Moonarch to see what we can find with that. And two other knowledge. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. So two other sort of projects which have had similar token contracts: Baby Swap Finance and Project One Whale. So this one has been flagged due to evidence of bug, hack, or scam. It doesn't tell us what it was though, but we know that it wasn't sellable. So it's kind of a bit rough to compare it against these guys, because this looks way worse than what we have seen. And I believe that this one may have been similar in that way as well. But you see, this was like a proper sort of honeypot, because they could sell this jazz as well. So in terms of how good, bad, safe, all that sort of jazz these have been, yeah, I think it's kind of okay looking at that. So let's have a look at what Moonarch says. Similar to liquidity locks, which is fabulous, although I think that this shows a little bit more than tokensniffer, because this says 2.1% and 95%, whereas this was just a straight 95%. What does Moonarch say about this? It says 87% has been unlocked. The owner holds 1%. The liquidities is 11%, which, wow, that's pretty impressive. $731,000 in liquidity, it looks like. So it is locked until, 2% is going to be unlocked in the next 7 days, and then the other one is going to be unlocked in 35 days, which is 95%, which don't know what that's going to mean for all of us. And then so the owner holds 2% of that liquidity, and 0.6% has been unlocked, and there's probably a small chunk which is actually burnt as well. But let's have a look at some of these modifiers, see if there's anything which we can see which is concerning. Authorization mechanism and field token. Not familiar with those terms. I'll see if I can find that out. Unauthorized and authorized. Okay. Reward token pair. I wonder what these fields are. Change transaction limit can modify a max transaction amount. Now, remember what we were talking about? I believe that was something to do with this as well, where, it can potentially be a honeypot risk because of that. So keep in mind that this definitely has a potential to be a honeypot risk. I will briefly check one thing on their website, though. Okay, I don't see anything about a team. Usually, yeah, so no, so... Don't see anything about a team, so these guys haven't been doxed, which, I mean, yeah. Check usage of hidden field, another marketing wallet. These are interesting. So I haven't seen some of these terms, but the main one which is concerning is that max transaction amount. I think that's possibly one of the only things which is probably going to be putting anybody off in terms of actually investing into this token. And we have a lot of liquidity. $700,000 worth of liquidity, man. 700,000, my dude. So very impressive, and that is in BNB, 400 in BUSD, and 66 in USDT. So here is my conclusion: run away from them. Don't do anything with them. Find better projects with better use cases. Sorry, I forgot to mention, this is not to be considered as financial advice, guys. Only consider it for educational, entertainment, and inspirational purposes. This one has more been entertaining. Thank you for watching this video, guys. This has been a very precious and delicious time. If you want to join my Patreon, please join. Once again, please consider liking and subscribing. I may be able to do some more fan requests, and I don't know, you can vote for projects, and I want to get a Discord community going on and stuff. So anyway, guys, that's me. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic evening.